for Singapore, as far as let's look at the leisure and travel industry. Singapore on average receives 1.6 million tourists every month. We are down to hundreds. We saw a little bit of rebound in the June month when we saw some easing in travel restriction, but many of those who are allowed to come through Singapore into Singapore were medical cases or exceptional cases. They're not really, in a stricter sense or broader sense, tourists. And we are seeing, obviously, as I said earlier on, more steps taken with a land sort of entry, Singapore and Malaysia. So that will help a little bit. But when are we going to get back to the 1.6 million tourists a month that we used to get? Given what's happening with resurging in cases, etc., around the world, it's going to be a pretty tough road, I think, ahead, just for the leisure travel. You're talking about, convention, you're talking about business meeting. I think that's a long way. Small, although the leisure and travel, you're talking about 5% of the economy, but it's still important. On the plus side, looking out the window, seeing activities at construction site, construction workers are, gradually allowed back to resume work. That's useful because it means that subcontractors down the road will be getting paid sometime this year, and that will also add and help on the GDP. So these steps are being taken, so that helps.
And Seng Wun, what about in other areas of Singapore's labour market, construction and tourism aside? How reassured are you by signs of nascent economic recovery there, or are there bigger risks hidden underneath?
Yeah, I suppose again, Singapore can do what we can on the domestic front, but then again, we are less than 6 million people, including the babies as well. So there's only so much we can do with staycation. You and I, how many times are we going to be staying at say Changi Beach or Sentosa? We need global trade to recover more strongly. Helpful to see that the Chinese export data are recovering. Noted the port of Shanghai, the world's busiest, handled a record nearly 4 million TEU in July, growth 1%. So it looks like there are parts of the world where things are looking a little bit better. But for let's say the G4 economies, I think it might still be a bumpy road. So for Singapore, unless we see more substantial recovery around the world, trade in goods and services 3 times our GDP, it's going to be a sort of a bumpy road, as I continue to emphasize. Even if we allow domestic economy if we see domestic economy sort of bouncing a little bit better in the second half. So the challenge remains on the local labor market and businesses. Those dependent more on external demand will obviously see we'll continue to see challenges.